I'll give you a choice here. So either the weirdest shipment that you ever had to handle, or one misconception that people think about the freight industry that you want to correct.
I can do both really quick. Not the weirdest, but the most fun was fireworks. Clearly hazardous. Gearing up for the 4th of July, hauling fireworks, just getting fun and getting festive in that. And then a misconception is really just people often think that logistics is very simple. At the end of the day, on paper, it's very simple. But if you really want to optimize your network, make it as efficient and cost efficient as possible, it's really complex. Really getting to know and understanding how an RFP runs, a network of providers, where your cargo is moving, when you should be moving, as we've discussed previously. That's really what's bringing the complexity in your network.
For my side, weird shipment, I don't think I have one off the top of my head, but I think the biggest misconception is that it's like scary to learn logistics, I feel like, in some brands' minds. And as we discussed before, just knowing a little bit more about how ocean freight works or how air freight works or how domestic works. It's not a lot to go through, and even use ChatGPT to give you a lesson plan. But the more you know about it, the more you're going to save, and the more you're going to be able to build out your operations and make it a cleaner process for not only you, but for everyone on your team.
That's great. I'll give you my weirdest shipment. When I was running international for Unilever, we had one shipment come across our desk where we needed to move human skin. And so the R&D was a team in Connecticut had some new deodorant they wanted to try out. And there was like some ethnicity, I think in Southeast Asia, that they wanted to test the skin on. And we were trying to figure out what's the HTS code for a body part. And it was crazy. And what we ended up doing is saying, hey, rather than sending the skin to the US, why don't you send the deodorant to, I think it was Indonesia. And that worked out pretty well. But yeah, there's some crazy stuff that happens with big companies. I think the big misconception that I would want to correct is I think people think that truck drivers or people who work in the logistics industry are not smart. They're blue collar for a reason. The reality, these are some of the smartest people that I've ever met. The ability to not only understand what needs to be done and to do it day in and day out, and to know their equipment, to know the processes, to know how they're going to be consistent and relied upon is enormous. In logistics, if you're perfect, nobody says anything, right? That's the thing. You only hear about the things that don't go well. You only hear about the horror stories, but it is a special type of person who can be perfect and be okay not being celebrated for it.